How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Historic Brawl. As a last episode, I was playing a deck that was a little bit weird for a Simic deck, right? It was a tribal creature deck, and it was around creatures that were changelings. And it got me thinking about other color combinations where a similar, not really similar, but where the color identity has a main plan. Like Simic is mainly a ramp color, but you can do other things with it. And Feather happens to be what I think is that for Boros, right? Because Boros' main draw, as I talked about last video, was equipments, right? Like, it has a lot of really good equipment commanders. We are up against a yeah, I'm gonna swing because I don't think I'm actually gonna get any value out of this 10th district. I think Mutate's gonna happen and it's gonna hurt me badly. Let's swing for 2. Yeah. Charming Prince. Let's scry 2. Swords is actually okay. I also want the red source, so we'll just keep it as is. Defiant. I should have done it the other way around. Darn it. I should have put the red source on top, so that way I could play Feather. But then I wouldn't be able to protect her anyways. Because I'd have 3 red sources and only 2 white. Yeah, like next turn we can swords their commander. The interesting thing about this particular matchup is that we've kind of ran into a very similar commander, right? I'm actually going to Defiant Strike now. Oh, crap. I was just talking about how very similar this is. We should have targeted one of our own creatures. That makes more sense than whatever I did. Aha. Let's get rid of that. Gods. Punting hard. You see, this is why I tell myself that this is why we need to do more Magic videos, right? Because we're getting rusty, despite playing pretty much every day. So I don't see a way out of this, unfortunately. I think the fact that we didn't go for broke and play our own Feather, because Glissa is very similar to Feather. No, Ivy. Ivy is very similar. Glissa is a character that I don't think is on Arena at all, but she's related to Phyrexia, which is why she's on my mind at the moment. I don't think we have a full spoiler yet for Phyrexia All Will Be One, but the commanders that we have gotten are gonna be insane. I really need to get on top of... We're gonna free mull this because this is kind of bad. This is okay. Our team up player does not want to play against Feather. We'll count that as a scrub game and just go on to a different one. To be fair, like when I was thinking about commanders that are in a color combination that do unique things, Feather comes up in that discussion, but she's also a bit tilting at times, right? Because if you get a Feather on board, there should be very few ways for it to go away. We need to free mull this one. Like, we only have one red card in hand, but the only red card that matters is in our command zone. So we have to have a red source. I would like less than 2, but I don't think a mono green deck can just, or like yeah, I don't think this deck can just kill Feather, because she, so I think this one's main, I think our Selesnya opponent's main way for dealing with creatures will be fight spells, because they're gonna make big creatures and then they fight with the creatures, right? But I can't be sure, right? Like, if they have exile-based removal, Feather is really sad. But we learned from game 1 that we just can't wait. Turn 3, Feather has to come down. Like, if we have a protection spell like God's Willing, I'll consider a turn 4 play, but... Oh, you know what this deck really does need? Boots. It needs boots. But this next turn is going to be sick, because, hey, let's rile up our Feather. Draw a card. Hero of the Pride. And then swing in for 3. Seven cards in hand. That's what I like to see. We are doing Feather things. You know, this kind of thing makes me wonder if there are decks out there that the Rusko players and the Joda players run into, and they're like, oh god, not this again. Let's see if they're willing to trade. I don't know if this works. We might as well try. White. I'll take another land. I think it still dies, but it might not. I have shown off that I have a protection spell though now. So... I guess that Feather and Ivy are not actually that close, right? Because Ivy copies the spell to the other creature, whereas Feather just lets you use the spell infinitely. Yeah, that's a go. Although, Ivy's the restrictions are also different too, right? Because Feather, as long as you target a creature, you're fine. You get to keep the spell. Ivy, you have to target something other than Ivy, because her ability copies whatever you're targeting on the other creature onto white. Yeah, I'll keep that. I don't know why it's in the deck. It shouldn't be, but I will keep it anyway because it's a removal spell. Let's go killing. That's the greediest of plays, but no attack. We gotta defend ourselves. So they can't give themselves into lifelink now, which means the board does not grow. They can't kill any of our creatures. So they can't get around our flyer. That could be good. Yeah, there was some reason I wanted artifacts in the deck. So I think we're gonna grab ourselves an Ajax. Might as well. Draw a card. And then I think we just hold up everything else. This is a pretty good card too, I think. At least I've seen it before in these kind of builds. Yeah, one attacker is not going to get through on us. Because God's Willing is a good card if you can use it many, many times. Settle the Wreckage is actually kind of nice. It's my removal option for the turn. Or for the deck, I think. I have a couple other wraths, but there is something primally enjoyable about. So if I do this, I don't have enough mana. but I guess I can play to the 3/3. And now I have open mana for lifelink. But we won't attack. Combat on your turn. So you really want to attack with him. Not even attacking this time around. Swords to Plowshare. That unfortunately does not affect, does not activate Feather because it's only creatures you control. So you can't just run a removal heavy build. Do I want to keep up Settle? I guess I should have targeted the hero. My ordering is very wrong. It turns out that the target everything deck, you have to know what you're doing to make it work. Which is not something I'm good at. Flying. Deny the life gain. Bank on them not drawing a removal spell. Redraw our hand. Dude, Feather is really cool. I know she's kind of annoying, but she is really cool. Shrams can go to the yard. It's a way to cast a free spell, right? But we don't need it. You're gonna swing in? Because, like, I can retaliate pretty hard if I actually cast my spells in the proper order. You are. I don't know, I think I got impatient here. So I need to leave 4 mana up. So I need to leave 4 mana to white. So let's Rile the hero. Alright. Then let's Defiant Strike him. I think we just swing in here. And give this one flying. And deal 15. And white. And I think we did that in the proper way. And we have settled for protection. So that can go to the yard. That can go to the yard. That can go to the yard. One of the weird things about this deck that I've just recently learned is that basically the 2 spells that you used last time to make it good are the same 2 spells you use this time to make it good. Settle. Mootuck. This is the way it has to be. There's no other way for it to be. Next turn I will Alpha Strike. And there's nothing that can be done to stop it. Nothing to return. Just a commander and an unknown. Oh, wow. Well, that's rude. Planar cleansing. I need red cap melee. Gold Dragon is really beefy though. Intertapped. That is a new addition to the deck. We're good. They can pump Tessara up to 10. We're in sad times, but I don't know if they can. But Tessara is one of those commanders that's kind of like obvious in retrospect, right? Like, an Ajani's Pridemate in the command zone. That, people love that, yeah. Well, gonna pump up my dragon a bit. And then next turn I'm gonna make an ungodly amount of tokens. So if we low roll, we die, right? But we won't. Blade Splicer. Let's reset our dragon. Didn't think this would be necessary. And let's, for safety's purposes, get ourselves another golem token. And you know what? Let's Elspeth too. To put a lifelink counter onto the dragon, because it's the least likely to disappear. We should have won this. I just kind of wished that our Ancient Gold Dragon had won us the game. But, I looked Lady Luck in the eye, told her she couldn't screw me over, and, was proven wrong. Wow, I've never rolled a 2 on any of those dragons. That is the lowest I've ever rolled. 26 minutes. I think we'll call it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.